Hi there. I'm getting ready for a coaching session tomorrow, and I was reading over our notes from our last session, and I think this is so helpful. I have struggled with this and do off and on, and I think it's so relevant to so many of us. So I wanted to share with you. So the client that I'm working with is wanting to do a total job change, like get out of the corporate world and do, well, he doesn't exactly know, but something along the lines of coaching, personal training, running, physical therapy, healing the body, something in that realm, in the movement realm. And he doesn't know what that looks like. And he, it's a spring-like rainy day today, and I'm loving it outside. He's not, his personality type, we've done a lot of personality type work in our coaching, and his personality type does not love that, does not love the not knowing part. He wants the step-by-step, do this, do this, do this, do this, and then you'll get this. And so this is a very uncomfortable place for him to be, both not knowing what he wants and not knowing the steps to get to what he's not sure he wants. So we've been working on this for a while. We came up with steps, but he's really stuck not wanting to take any action. So I just want to share some things that came up. What we identified is that he has a lot of limiting beliefs that are, you know, when you think of, I've talked about this a lot, the model that your thoughts create your feelings, create your actions, which create your outcomes. So he's really stuck with all of these thoughts that are swirling around his head that are making him think that this is impossible and that he's stupid for even thinking this. And why is he even bothering? He actually said this in the last sentence. I laugh, but so many of us, I know, have felt this. Maybe you do right now. He says, maybe I should just endure all the shit and retire early. Maybe I should just suffer here in the corporate world. But he doesn't want to do that. So he's kind of fighting with himself about whether he should or not. And he's like, why can't I be happy in my job like most people seem to be, which is not true, by the way. I feel like most people are not happy in their jobs. But he feels like he should be able to gut it out. So all of these thoughts and limiting beliefs are coming up. I'm just going to read a few of them because he's like, I don't understand why I'm not moving forward. You know, we have an action plan. He's like, I don't get why I'm not taking action. Well, let me tell you why. Listen to these thoughts in our last session. Nothing's easy, and I really feel like it should be. That much unknown, you know, how he gets to where he wants to be. That much unknown feels really unnerving to me. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Moving from one job to the next is exhausting. I thought all the big life questions were supposed to end by now. He's in his early 50s. Now, oh, I thought they were supposed to end by now. It must be me doing something wrong. So he's really stuck on this. I want it to be easy. I felt like it was going to be easy by the time I got here. And he's really kind of mad. He's really kind of stuck in mad resistance because it's not easy. And so at the end of the session, I said, what do you actually want? And he said, easy. I want it to be easy. And then two, he said, I want a plan. This step, and then this step, and then this step, and then this is what's at the end. And he wants a guaranteed plan because we have come up with a plan. But he wants a plan that's going to guarantee that these are the right steps to get exactly what he wants, which he's not totally sure yet what that is. So one of the questions I posed is, well, one of the comments I made was, you're not going to get that because life's not easy for any of us, even though it's easy to think that life is easy for other people, right? We look around and we're like, things seem to be easy for that person. Things seem to be easy for that person. It's not. I've looked behind the veil of a lot of people and nobody really has it that easy. So, first of all, we have to get over that. And then the second thing he wanted was that plan, that step-by-step. Now, it's funny that he wants things to be easy because he's done hard things in his life. And he's also a marathon runner. That is not easy. So we're looking at transference of skills, a training plan, and running a marathon, and how that is similar to this, and how he knows how to do that. He's done some very brave, courageous things in his life. His life has not always been easy. So we're exploring that. And then I wanted to go back to the steps. So the steps in this process are, we're identifying his limiting beliefs. What are all of his limiting beliefs? And then learning to manage the brain. Because our human brains are so silly. They just say the silliest things to keep us stuck, because here's what the brain's supposed to do. The brain is supposed to keep us alive. And so in order to do that, it's scanning the environment for what's wrong. Our brains are looking for what's wrong. And this must be a good place because I'm alive. So this is what our brain's saying. This is our primitive brain. So this must be a good place because I'm alive, so I should just stay here because I know it's safe here. I know I'm not going to die here. So this is how our limbic, our caveman brain part works. So we have to override the caveman brain and say, silly caveman brain, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking it's safe here, but I don't want to be here. So we're going to take some chances. We are not going to die when we take these chances. So looking at limiting beliefs, that's an example. And I have some processes for looking at limiting beliefs and how to get beyond those limiting beliefs, because you can get beyond those limiting beliefs, but you have to know what they are first. And so I have some processes for doing that. And then 2, finding people, I do the To Be Magnetic work, which is great, by the way, you should check it out. And they have a term called expanders. So these are people who are doing something that you want to do that can help your brain see to believe that that's possible. So he's working on finding people who do different things that he's interested in and setting up meetings with them. His brain is really resisting that because he feels silly. He's like, I'm a 52-year-old man and I'm asking people what they do for a living because I might want to change. And he feels like that's silly. Another limiting belief. So finding expanders. And so that helps your brain to see, oh, I can see other people have done this. I don't exactly know yet where I want to be, but this is part of how I get there. And other people have done this too. Everything is figure outable. Marie Forleo says that. And he was even talking, when we were talking about this last time, he even said, you know, I told you he's a marathon runner, and he said in one of the marathons that he ran, he was running along and he saw this guy on the side of the course who was adjusting his prosthetic leg. He was running a freaking marathon with a prosthetic leg. And he said, I looked at that guy and I was like, huh, he can figure this out. I can figure this out. Same thing. So, back to the steps. What are your limiting beliefs? I have some tools for figuring out what to do with those once we identify them. And then 2, finding expanders, people that are, so that your brain can see to believe that it's possible. And so that your brain can start to see, ooh, I like that. I like that. I like this part of that. I like this part of that. And then 3 is taking aligned action. You have to take the action. You can't just sit there in your head. So that requires, especially where this guy is stuck right now, that requires taking aligned action, requires some effort, and it really requires overriding some of that brain, those brain protests. So I hope that is helpful. I really have fun coaching this guy. It's a really interesting scenario, and I've coached him for a couple of years, and he's made so much progress, and he's even gotten to the point where he's looking at totally changing his life, which is so exciting to just see him blossom and bloom into his highest expression. It's just so fun. And so if you want to do that, or if anything I said really struck a chord and you're like, oh, sister, I know what you're saying. I am happy to help you. I love doing this stuff. So you can go to my link in bio, or I'll put a link in the comments, and you can schedule a discovery session would be the best thing to do. That's a free session, and we can just talk about what your situation is. And I can give you some ideas about where I would go with the situation and how we could work together and if we would be a good fit. And then we can talk about setting up coaching sessions. So, oh, look at the sun coming out. Spring is coming. Okay, hope that was helpful. Have a great day.